Welcome to Pac West Bassin. Today I am excited because in a couple weeks I'm going to be going to the best bass fishing lake on the planet, Lake Baccarac, Mexico. A few friends of mine and a few friends that I haven't met yet from the East Coast are heading down to Lake Baccarac Lodge to go have 5 days of fishing on the best waters possible to catch your trophy largemouth bass. This video is going over what I'm packing to go on that trip. All right, for starters, we're gonna go over the tackle bag. So here I have a bag I got from Cabela's in Tulalip, Washington here. It's just a Rapala bag. You can fit a few of the Plano boxes in there and whatnot. It's got a zipper top. Might as well just go from the top down. So, on the top, this is where I put my fluoro. My Seaguar Braze X 20 pound is gonna be right up in that there because flying to Mexico, you cannot have the line on your reels. Some airports will, some airports won't let you do that, but if they decide they're going to not accept line being spooled on your reels, you will have to sit there in line at the customs immigration area and take all that expensive fluoro or braid or whatever you have spooled on there. You're going to have to take it off of your reels in front of everyone while waiting in line. So if you're bringing 4 reels down there, you probably just dumped well over 120 bucks worth of fluoro into that garbage can, and then you better hope your buddies have line with them that you can get from them, or the lodge you're going to has line for sale because you won't have your line because you didn't pack it correctly. You're going to want to put your reels in your carry-on. You don't want them going down in the cargo bay where who knows who can get into your bag and take your small stuff like reels and whatnot. You'll put your main tackle bag will go into check baggage along with some clothes and other stuff. But expensive stuff, you want to go in your carry-on that you have with you at all times. Anything that has a hook or any sharp edge, like for example, Wade on our last trip down to Picachos had a little hook, little clip that went on the bill of his hat. They made him throw that out just because it had a sharp edge on it. So anything that has a sharp edge goes in your check bag. Anything expensive that you want to keep with you stays in your carry-on or in your pocket, whatever works for you. So enough about the line. That's what the top spot is just for line. So the front pocket, let's see, I have some more line. I have some Seaguar Flippin' 25 in case I want to go with 25 instead of 20. I have the best bass jig for Baccarac, the Siebert Outdoors Megalodon. Big jig, big fish. It's got the 7/0 hook, so you can fit the large trailers on there without decreasing your bite radius for when you get those big fish to hit these things. I think these are the 1 ounce. Yeah, 1 ounce. I have a couple bait wraps just to go on the rods, just to keep everything organized. In this little pocket I have some trailers for spinner baits or buzz baits or whatever you want to use them for. These are the little eliminators. These seem to work pretty well actually. Ironically I use them there but don't use them at home. And then probably the most needed thing in Mexico is your Imodium. You never know when you're going to need Imodium. Let's just put it that way. So that's the front pocket. Along with, I have 2 pairs of pliers in here. I have my split ring pliers, and I have a regular set of needle nose for getting hooks out or whatnot. The guides down there probably already have this stuff, but I always bring my own just in case. I'm also going to bring my own scale. I don't have it in the bag packed right now, but I have an IGFA certified scale that I'm going to be bringing with me. So for the pocket on this side is where I have my Rappel 100% DEET. Bugs in Mexico are no joke. Talk to anyone that's got their whole leg tore up by no-see-ums. I got my spinner baits in here. This one's a 1.5 ounce. I got a bunch of other random spinnerbaits in here. You can see the eliminator tails on there that I talked about earlier. This has been my favorite spinnerbait in Mexico so far, and have fun finding them anymore. It's an original shoestring tornado that Bass Pro Shops used to put out in the 90s. Obviously the original skirt's off of it, and I put a more colorful one on there, but this has been money down there for me. Also have some Kevin Van Dam line and lure conditioner. When you're throwing heavier lines, that helps keep the line behaving instead of backlashing. I have some Mega Strike Original for scent, and an A-rig. And then probably the most important thing in here is a line stripper. Just like I told you about having to take all your line off your reels before flying out, you also have to take all the line off your reels before you board the plane in Mexico to fly home. So you will have to take all that line off your reels. This just cuts the time down rather than sitting there and doing this for 25 minutes for 4 reels. This just cuts the process down a lot. Plus it's got a little hook sharpener on the end. You never know when you might dull a hook out there. So now we'll go on to the other side pocket. I have some plastics in here. I got some rage lobsters, some 9.5-inch lizards, some wild things. I got my rage anacondas. These were money for me at El Salto. Some Reaction Innovation beavers. Some more rage lobsters. That's pretty much it for that side. Just basic plastics and whatnot. So to go inside the bag, it's just 2 clips and a zip. Opens up. First box here is going to be all about my jigs. So like I said before, the Seabird jigs are what I like to use. And these are the rattling ones. Don't know if the microphone can catch that or not, but black and blue. Also have some Baccarac, just in case they want a little orange and whatnot. I was watching a YouTube video and a guy was out fishing his partner on Baccarac only because he had orange on the jig. So these are the good jigs, the 7/0 hooks, and these are wire tied. That skirt is not coming off unless you really want it to. Other jigs I have in here, I have some Arky styles. I have some tilapia jigs from a previous trip to Mexico. I have some Denny Brower flipping jigs, some structure jigs I think they're called. Also have some other 1-ounce jigs, black and blue, but probably won't use those as long as the Megalodon jigs are performing. And those pair well with the 7-inch black and blue Senkos. For some reason, in Mexico, that's what they like. Rumor is they replicate the catfish that swim in the river systems down there. Whatever it is, I'll take it. So, box number 2. This is going to be my Storm Wild Eye Shads. And I have a few 5-inch in there, but mainly they're all going to be the bigger 6-inch in anything that's like a white color or clear. Let's see, this is kind of like a citrus shad. I don't remember the exact color that they're called. But the other thing with getting the white colors of these is get the Spike It Dip and Glow markers, because you can change them to whatever you want. If for that day they're biting with a chartreuse stripe on the back or on the side or on the bottom or blue or red or whatnot, you can always edit them to what is working better. That's why I have so many markers in there, but I'm also bringing a bunch just in case my friends don't bring markers and they need them. So bring plenty of those. They're cheap, although they were on back order. It took like 6 months to get my order from Tackle Warehouse for these. So that's box number 2. Going on to box number 3 is going to be hard baits. Now I'm not bringing too many. If anyone knows me and my fishing style, I love fishing crankbaits, topwater, anything I can just rip fast. And this is new for me, only bringing a small amount of hard baits. And I also have some soft plastics in here too, but big crankbaits, 8XD in like a citrus color, big 10XDs in anything that's like a white or a baitfish color, seems to work. Chrome blue lipless cranks work great. Let's see, we've got some 6XDs. I also have some 8XDs in there in the bottom. So kind of a plethora of depth, but mainly I think probably the 10XDs are going to be the bread and butter, 10 and the 8XDs. Also have some square bills, some 6 cents. Man, these 6 cent square bills are awesome. So for top water, you know, you got the Demiki Rambler 120. That should be a good one down there. Also have in bone, and then also have a good popper in bone as well. This is the Bubble Pop 88 by Yellow Magic. That's awesome. Also have a Super Spook, and then in the always make sure you bring extra hardware. In this box, I also have all of my Owner Hyperwire split rings. Gotta change them out, guys. Gotta change your hardware out. As much as I hate to say it, it's a pain in the butt to change out all the hardware on each and every hard bait you throw down there. But if that 10, 12, 14 pound largemouth, that once in a lifetime fish nails that crankbait and it busts that split ring off, that stock cheapo split ring that, you know, cost the company 1/3 of a cent, you know, you're going to think about that fish for a long time on why didn't you just buy quality hardware to get your crankbaits and hard baits up to par. So take that out of the equation and just change them out right away. Or if you want, bring your split ring pliers, change them out as you need them. That way you're not having to buy a ton of split rings and whatnot right off the bat. So with that said, in the back of this compartment, I have my bag of burritos. These are top hook swim baits, specifically designed for fishing at Lake Baccarac. These have caught so many double-digit fish out of that lake, it's not even funny. If you need some of these, there's a new compilation going on with Bullshad Swim Baits where they have these on their website. In fact, I think they just did a drop last night. Anyway, yeah, contact Mike Buca about getting some of these, and also the Bullshad Swim Baits, because that's another hard bait that I'm going to be bringing down with me. I actually ordered them last night, an 8-inch and a 6-inch on Mike's recommendation in the slow sink for Lake Baccarac. So we'll put that one back in there. And also the Lodge has some of this stuff for sale down there as well. So if you really run out of stuff, Chad Meenan at Lake Baccarac Lodge has an excellent selection to get you through if you forget to order something or just need a one-off of whatever, or if another person in your party or whatnot is catching fish on something that you just don't have, and they have it there at the lodge. More convenience for you. So moving on to the next box. This is the thin one. This is my terminal tackle. This is the heavy box. So, like I said about everything with changing out your hooks, you can see this bottom here. I have a lot of treble hooks that I need to change out still. These are bread and butter down there. Gotta have sharp hooks. So, also some dark sleepers. I know they work out here at Lake Washington for the smallmouth. I've seen a few videos from El Salto where guys were using these for largemouth down there, so I thought, what the heck, throw some in there. I got some wobble heads, some larger wobble heads to throw flukes on. And also flukes go on these. This is a Hog Farmer. These kind of are very interesting. I've actually really never fished these before, but this little guide goes over top and goes over and kind of spins back, whatnot. Makes a cool little bait there. Might as well take that off for now. Don't want to stretch that plastic lip out. Those are the Hog Farmer Scrounger heads. So going to be, I have those in a couple different sizes, some big ones, because we're going to be fishing some deep water with that stuff. More treble hooks. Now, since I'm going in October, I was told that you need to get underspins. That underspins are magic down there this time of year. So they may be expensive. Like, I think these are like, I don't know, over $6 a piece or something like that for the big ones. But I got multiple sizes in those. Also have different brands of them and whatnot. Also got some Matt Allen Dirty Jigs swim bait heads for my Alabama rigs. Got to have those ready. Got some heavy weights, whether it's going to be a Texas rig or whether it's going to be a heavy Carolina rig. Belly hook for swim baits. 5 and 7/0 heavy shank wire offset worm hooks, EWGs. Guys, don't mess around with thin wire gammies or whatnot. Get the super line hooks. It's thicker. You're setting the hook into a fish of a lifetime. Don't let it break the hook. And the only other thing I think I have in here, I got a one vibrating jig there, one chatterbait, and then I have a couple clips, some beads, and bobber stops. So that's my terminal box. Last box inside, a lot of soft plastics. So in this box, tried and true Mexican bait for years. The good old 10-inch black and blue Berkeley Power Worm. Mag flukes, Zoom mag flukes. These are what's going to go on those scrounger heads and also on the wobble heads. The Shadowlicious, I have a bunch of bags of Shadowlicious hollow belly swim baits, the 5.5s. Let's see, these are in Neon Ghost Minnow and Blue Gizzard. I saw videos where Andy Fabo was just ripping double-digit fish on these things, and so gotta bring them with. So on the back of the jigs, I brought a few different trailers. I got some tried and true 7-inch Senkos. That's what a lot of guys will throw down there, and that's all they throw down there. So I have those. I think I have, let's see, 3 bags of those. And then I also brought some Z-Man mag fatties. Because they float. They're that Elastec. So maybe that'll float the tail end of that bait up in the air a little better. Give it a better profile for the fish to find. Black, blue laminate. And also the watermelon red to match the 2 colors of jigs that I'm bringing with me. And then also bringing some shiner colored paddle tail swim baits. So these are going to be mainly for the A-rig. And then last but not least, the original 12-inch jelly worm. Everyone's seen the video where Paul Elias, using both a crankbait and a Carolina rig, using this bait here, set the all-time tournament record for BASS for a 4-day weigh-in with this thing at Falcon Lake. Actually, it even shows this picture in the corner. So I figured, what, big bass, big baits, let's roll. And that pretty much concludes the tackle section of this. The other part of this is going to be rods. You're going to want stout rods. I'm going to be bringing my own rods down there. Now, you can only bring 4 rods to Mexico before they start taxing you and making you pay duty on your 5th rod. So pick your 4 rods pretty carefully, I'll say. You're going to want something to throw your spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, crankbaits, whatnot on. You're going to want something for a jig. You're going to want something for an underspin. And you're going to want something for larger swim baits. You can go back and forth. Just cut off and retie on a different bait or whatnot, having to make 4 rods work. It's going to be different. I'm used to having 12 rods out on the deck of my boat and having everything I need at my fingertips. So having only 4 rods is going to be completely different. But I dealt with, I think, 5 or 6 at El Salto and Picacho, so I'm pretty sure I can deal with 4 down there at Lake Baccarac. So anyway, that's pretty much my video on how I'm packing and what I'm packing. This is just the gear part of it. I didn't get into what I'm wearing for clothes and whatnot. That's pretty simple. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 100 degrees in the day. It's going to be 70 at night with a little bit of a breeze in the morning. Maybe a light jacket, but you're going to be wanting to wear stuff that you're going to be able to be comfortable in hot, sunny weather. Bring your sunscreen. Do not want to get melanoma. As a cancer survivor myself, trust me, take care of yourself. Take care of your skin. Wear some kind of protective clothing and lather up with some sunscreen. Do yourself a favor, man. You do not want a nasty sunburn on day 1 and be miserable the rest of your trip. Other than that, I think a lot of that stuff is self-explanatory for a trip to Mexico. Obviously, you're going to need your passport and you're going to need whatever's legal to get to and from. And this is one more thing. Lake Baccarac Lodge currently is doing COVID testing for your return flight back to the States or Canada or wherever you're from. So you do have to pay for it, but they have a doctor that comes in and does the services right there at the lodge. That way you don't have to try to find a Mexican hospital or clinic on your own to go get tested. So Chad, thanks. That's a great addition to the lodge to keep people coming back. Anyway, if you have any questions on my gear or want to pick my brain about Mexican bass fishing, this will be the 3rd time I'm going down there. Definitely not the last. This is going to be the first part of the series. I'm going to be doing a whole series on my entire trip to Mexico and back. So stay tuned, and hopefully there's some double digits in my future and in the future of all the guys I'm going with. Take care.